from the Raw Live production studio, it's True NFL with Frankie J and T.O. And here's your host, Frankie J.
And they are telling the truth. I am Frankie J. That is T.O. next to me. And join us today. We're going to have a really fun show. We're going to talk about the fun games in Week 7, the not so fun games in Week 7, trending stories, and our predictions going into Week 8 of the NFL. Welcome to True NFL. T.O., welcome to True NFL. We're back for another week. It's been successful. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, subscribing, all that good stuff. But we like to start things off here a little bit differently, as we all know. And T.O., since we got so much to talk about today, how was your week up till now before we get into things?
Not too bad. First and foremost, sorry to hear about your best buddy in the world.
Yeah.
Your puppy. Frankie J has lost a puppy, so everyone send your condolences. We are all sad to have to report that. But as for me, I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay.
Good. Willie's in a better place. Thanks for your condolences. He was my little guy and suffered from a neurological condition that I knew any day something could happen. So he's in a better place. He's at peace, and the show must go on, and he wouldn't have it any other way. So thanks for that. Do appreciate that. But why don't we get things started off, T.O., with on this day?
All right, here. I wanted to tell you something real quick about this fact of the day, because could history repeat itself? Is the big question. Because back in 1992, quick shout out to the Dodgers and the Blue Jays for making it to the World Series, because this 1992, the Blue Jays go to the World Series and the Bills also went to the Super Bowl. Do you think we're going to have a repeat here? Do you think the Bills are going to go?
The Bills are going to the Super Bowl, yes.
Really? So that would be history repeating itself. You're gonna vote yes. Everyone out there, do you think since the Blue Jays made it, that means the Bills are going to make it? Do you know that year that that was the first Canadian team to win the World Series?
No kidding.
Yep, they won 4-2 against Atlanta.
True NFL, True MLB, coming at you live.
True sports.
Sports.
So that's my little tidbit of the day there.
Oh yeah, not too bad.
That was pretty interesting.
Definitely. I like it. So that brings us to...
That being said, the Dolphins still suck.
The Dolphins do still suck. And so everyone knows, wherever you might be listening, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, feel free to drop a comment throughout the show. We'll address them as they come in. We like people to join in and have some fun. In any event, what a Week 7. There was some letdowns, some games where you were like, what the hell just happened? Why did that happen? But we don't talk about them all. It's all of them aren't important. But we did pick out one in particular, and I'm going to rub the salt in the wound to a lot of people out there. Joe Flacco.
Wow.
Joe Flacco.
You love that
Plug
guy.
and play. I do.
What was his name?
Joe Flacco.
Wow. Quick applause.
Quick applause.
Wacko for Flacco. I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
Wacko for Flacco. He beat Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers got tackled by one of his own offensive linemen. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. Did you see that play when he went down and got tackled and he was mad?
I did.
Would you be mad?
Of course. You just got tackled by your own player.
It wasn't really a full tackle.
With Aaron Rodgers, I mean, as being as old and brittle as he is, it doesn't take much these days. Stay out of his way. It's not going to be his fault. That's
what if Aaron Rodgers would have got hurt on that? How awesome would that have been?
No, I don't wish harm upon any player.
You're so bad at lying.
I don't lie. I'm being dead serious.
Okay,
I don't want anyone to get hurt.
For a second. We were talking about some really funny stuff ahead of the show, and I still have yet to understand this joke. Not to go off topic, we are doing an NFL show, True NFL. You said something about an infection that you have on your chest.
Oh, yeah, I was telling you that my nipple got infected.
How?
And you were asking me how, and I said from laying across on a public toilet.
How you were laying across a public toilet?
Yeah, I wasn't going to sit on it. It's dirty.
So you laid across the toilet?
Yeah, duh. It's dirty.
So you got an infection? They give me a cream for that?
No, it's just going to heal up on its own. I guess I'm not supposed to do that.
Probably shouldn't do that. Probably shouldn't do that. So, but yeah, I wanted to talk about the Cincinnati game and Joe Flacco because I picked the Bengals to win, and a lot of people thought I was nuts because I was riding the Flacco train, and everyone was on the Aaron Rodgers. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is better, and he's there. He's at whatever. He lost. It was actually a very good game. We watched the game at Anchor Bar in Buffalo. I was there visiting with my dog, and we were all having a good time. And it was a good game. It was good right till the very last second. Whoever had that ball last or made the right decision at the end of that game was going to win that game, and that's what happened.
You think Pittsburgh's a good team? They're in the playoffs right now.
I think they're a good team. Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to rattle off. I want to rattle off some stats for you real quick.
Go ahead.
For Rodgers, because he's hosting. They're hosting Green Bay.
Good for him.
They're 25th in yards per game. And we're sitting here, we're like, wow, Pittsburgh, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. But are they? 20th in points per game, 25th in yards per play, and 29th ranked in the red zone. So they're actually not even really playing that well. But somehow they're winning. I don't think they're going to. I don't know. I'm going to say they're not going to make the playoffs.
Okay. You know what? There's a lot of teams right now that if the playoffs were to start tomorrow would be in, and you'd be like, wow, I can't even believe they would be in the playoffs, that are going to fall off. I mean, right now, if we were looking at, the playoffs, you'd have Pittsburgh would be in there ahead of a wild card. The Bills would be a wild card. And usually the Bills at this point are already owning the division. We did own the division until New England beat us. So, and that's just in the AFC. And if you look at the NFC picture, you'd have, Carolina 2 games out of a wild card. Carolina 2 games out of a wild card spot? What?
Yeah, Carolina playing well, especially running the ball. And that's the problem with the Bills. We can't stop the run. We're dead last.
Well, that brings up some good news. The Bills officially are welcoming back 2 players that were suspended for the first 6 weeks due to PED positive tests, and 2 of which is Michael Hoyt, who comes from the Rams, a defensive lineman, and the one and only Larry. I hope I don't butcher this. I'm really bad with some last names. Ogunjobi, help me out here. Ogunjobi. Okay. He's from the Steelers, and they're both beasts on the defensive line, run stop. They can play edge. I think that's going to be a huge difference for the Buffalo Bills as far as defense is concerned going into a week 8. We had a bye week. We needed that bye week. Get back together. Get cooking again. Get to coaches together in a room and have the same flavor coffee and get back to the basics. Figure out what's going on. What have we been doing wrong? And I threw this fact out on the other show I do, or NFL, that the Bills since 2017, Tio, I don't know if you know this, have lost 2 games in a row every single season.
You know who hasn't?
But you just
the Detroit Lions have not lost back-to-back games in like 150 games.
Come on now.
So that's the opposite of that stat. Yeah, amazing, right?
I would have never thought that.
Yep, crazy.
The NFL is crazy. It's the no fun league sometimes, and it's the weird league, which brings up something else. I'm just going to be at random today because I'm a little squirrely from the long week I've had. Did you see that the Pro Bowl, which isn't really a Pro Bowl anymore, it's the Pro Bowl games, the little flag football they do, they all wear the huge sunglasses and, dress up like they're just weird triathletes or whatever. The Pro Bowl games and all the contests and all that stuff, they're going to be doing that during Super Bowl week. During the week of the Super Bowl, the Pro Bowl games are going to be there.
What's the difference?
I don't think they should even do the Pro Bowl games. I think they should.
Raise a hand out there who actually watches the Pro Bowl. And if you do, why?
Okay. I'm going to raise my hand. When the Pro Bowl was the Pro Bowl, when they used to actually play a game and it would be AFC against NFC, none of this like coaches drafting and, it was AFC, NFC, where they actually tackled each other. When I'll never forget that famous tackle from Sean Taylor when he just absolutely destroys, I think it was Brian Moorman, the punter of the Buffalo Bills. They did a fake play during the Pro Bowl, and he was running out to the right on a bootleg to maybe throw the ball. And Sean Taylor came out of like the ground and just planted him. That's when the Pro Bowl was cool. Like they played, that was and they played it the week after the Super Bowl, if you recall, back in the day, not the week before. So everybody could participate, even people from the Super Bowl, because the way they have it set up now, or until this year, was a week before, and the people in the Super Bowl don't contend during the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, seems a big waste of time.
It is. I think it's a big waste of time. I think it's a chance for the league to cash in, sell merchandise, have people come down, get autographs, get the players out and involved with the community, blah, blah, blah.
You know what it is, really? It's like the end of year work picnic, dude. Where they get to have their families come down. Oh, we haven't seen in a while. You know, all this, that.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. Time to party. Where are they playing? Honolulu still? Or they switched that venue up?
Well, if it's during the week,
Longdon.
I don't even know where it is this year. It actually might be where the Super Bowl is. Santa Clara, maybe. I don't even know. I never watched the Pro Bowl stuff. I just, to me, the Pro Bowl lost its flavor a long time ago when they started doing the weird draft where you could have AFC players on both sides, and it got kind of weird to me. It was always a AFC, NFC thing, just like the Super Bowl, and they had screwed it all up. And now we're here in, 2025, and you're starting to see like just how cheesy it really is. And they're not trying. Yeah, they want to be flashy and make that big one-handed catch during flag football, but they're not going to get drilled over the middle. It's not going to happen.
No, it's a worthless game.
So you're not going to watch it?
No, I haven't watched in years.
Okay, what's your thoughts on this upcoming halftime show? We might as well talk about it. It is true NFL, and it's a big buzz right now about Bad Bunny. I don't know how Bad Bunny is. And sorry, drop a comment if you don't like that. I don't know who this guy is. Don't know anything about his music, nor do I really care. It's one of those things, like if I don't know who you are and I've never listened to you, the halftime show's got to be special. Metallica.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the halftime show should be majority of people like. And Bad Bunny, do I hate him? No. Do I even know him? No. Am I going to hate the halftime show because he's playing? Probably not. I'll probably sit there and listen, and I'll make my mind up when he's done.
I will probably do the same thing, but I guess where my problem lies is the halftime show was always a spectacle along with the commercials. The halftime show up until a little under a decade ago was the shit. You'd have,
well, I thought the last one was great, and we'll probably never see that again because Kendrick Lamar spoke too much truth. So they were probably like, we can't have that out anymore. But
yeah, I don't.
Bunny, no one can understand him anyways.
So who knows? Well, only certain people are going to know what he says. I'm not certain if they're going to do the whole thing in Spanish or not. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be a mix. We'll have to, kind of wait around and see what happens with that. Super Bowl is far out. We're about 10, 11 weeks, well, 15 weeks maybe away from the Super Bowl anyways. So maybe a lot can happen by then. But as far as last week, we'll just get over it here. Miami got crushed. They're done. Who knows why? McDaniel's still there. Darren Waller went out. Their only hope at having somebody to catch the ball. He's out. I think Waddle wants to be traded. I think the whole Dolphins organization is just falling apart as a whole. And they lost to Cleveland, who has no offense, but their defense is unbelievable. Jim Schwartz run, by the way. He was a beast. He was always a good defensive coordinator. And he was a decent head coach for the Detroit Lions back in the day, if you recall. And they were a little mad that they fired him, but they did. So, and then last but not least, the Giants. What a meltdown. 19-point lead.
Yeah, I told you, Denver. I was sweating that game a little bit because I told them Denver's going to win this one. Bo Nix company, and then finally they were pulling it out at the end. I don't understand that play call, but Bo Nix.
I think he might be for real. I'm starting to sort of buy into the Bo Nix thing.
Let me think. What's for real to you?
What's for real to me?
What does that mean? Do you think he's for real? Because I'll tell you one thing. There's only one for real quarterback.
Who's that?
Are you kidding? Again, I got to go through this as a Buffalo Bills fan.
Stop.
Patrick Mahomes. Did you see what he did last week? That stuff dreams are made of. Dreams. I remember sitting as a Bills fan back in the day, loving Dan Marino, and everyone would say, why? Because he's a great quarterback. And did you see what he did to the Jets that one game where he faked the spike and he threw it? Mahomes, say and deal. 4th down. Nobody ever goes for it. They usually just hut, bull crap. This guy steps back, goes, this never fucking works. And then they hike it and they get the first down. That's genius. Genius.
Is it
Head
genius?
and shoulders above anyone else in the league, in my opinion. Not even in my opinion.
Did they give away? Now everyone's going to try that. It's like the tush push.
So what?
So what? Was that really genius, or was that something that they really planned out?
It's something everyone that sits at home and says, why wouldn't they do this? Have you ever sat there and been like, why don't they just fake that and say, and then just do it? They did it. So to me, I love it. I love that. The unpredictability.
I love it.
They're head and shoulders above the rest, and they're not even in the playoffs right now. That's the funny part. They're number one in my power rankings, not even in the playoffs.
Not yet. They will be. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And you got New England, who's beating up on the AFC East right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and try to BS you in any fashion. As a Bills fan, that's one concern I do have for this year that I haven't had in a long time. As a Bills fan, I have not had that concern in the last 10 years that New England's even going to come close to doing what they do and putting us in a position where we're second behind them in a tiebreaker if it comes down to it.
Yeah, no, we are, but it's not, season's early. Am I worried about them? Yeah, I was worried about them the first time we played them. As the season goes on and we start getting locked in, because you got to recognize we are a really good team and we're Super Bowl bound. We have aspirations of being the Super Bowl. We're going to lock it in. So this game is a get right game. You know, for us, I feel like it doesn't matter how good they are to stopping us. Their offense should be in shambles, so we should get the ball 35 times. And so we're going to blow this one out of the gate, I think. Once he becomes one-dimensional and they're not be able to run, they're in trouble.
So it's safe to say that this week you would take Buffalo as your choice, which is what I did over Carolina, no doubt.
Yeah,
easy.
Okay.
Well,
like I said, get right game after the bye, regroup,
repoop.
Here we go.
That was another thing we talked about pre-show, how we've been doing this nearly 10 years. So those of you that really don't know too much about us, Tio and I have been podcasting now on and off, probably close to 10 years now. And It took us a while to really get to a point where we understood each other. We weren't cutting each other off. We weren't, having disputes about things. We kind of settled our, let's say, off-camera differences. We had some ups and downs. This is a hard business. So anyone out there that podcast knows. But we worked our way through it. We're still working our way through it. We're here. And we talk about a lot of crazy things sometimes. And Tio brings up the craziest stuff. Tio was talking about earlier. Go ahead, Tio. Take over.
What was I talking about?
You were talking about... Yeah, seriously?
Yeah, refresh the memory.
I can't refresh the memory. Forget it.
Come on. What was it?
You were just talking about... It doesn't matter.
Talking about Mahomes?
Yeah. How much you love the guy. And
yeah,
but it was way more lovey-dovey than what you just displayed. So that's okay. So anyways, we were talking about week 7 games that we liked. We got a little off base there, but Indianapolis still charging ahead. We don't have to talk too much about that. They're just rocking people like fucking crazy.
You surprised?
Am I surprised? I still am a little bit, yes. I didn't think Danny Dimes would really be too much of an improvement for that offense, but I doubted the coaching. Obviously, he found a home. I just question, can he stay healthy? Can Taylor stay healthy? Can the Colts stay healthy as a unit going in to the second phase of the season? What's your thoughts on that?
It's the main question. Jonathan Taylor run through offense. If he can stay healthy, watch out. It's about
and you still think Dak Prescott's MVP material? That's what we were arguing about.
Oh yeah,
too.
For sure.
You think he's in the MVP race for 2025-26?
Yes.
Why? Yep. How do you think that?
1,881 yards so far.
But 16. Do you go strictly on stats? I mean, come on.
Yeah. They're scoring 40 points a game. They have a phenomenal offense.
That's
what he plays quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Their team's doing way better than predicted. I think they're going to be a formidable opponent once they make the playoffs. I think they're going to make the playoffs. He's got 1,881 yards, 16 touchdowns, 3 picks. That's MVP talk right now.
Okay. Well, then why does Baker Mayfield fall out of the MVP talk this week?
Well, I'll tell you what, Baker Mayfield is in the MVP talk because all his receivers were hurt and he's still putting up big numbers. He's still winning. That's why. So it depends what your definition of MVP is. Is your MVP the best stats in the league, or is your MVP most valuable player to the team?
My definition of MVP is most valuable player to your team on every level, not only leadership and their own position, but what do they bring to the team? How do they bring that team together and go out and get success? Josh Allen proved that year after year after year and finally won the MVP. And now you look back at a Lamar Jackson. Was he really an MVP? Was he really? Maybe at that moment, but is he really an MVP? Maybe stats-wise.
By your definition, I guess now, when you put Josh Allen on one of the worst rostered teams in the league and he stands out as your best player, I guess he is the most valuable player to your team. You have a roster that supports the cast around you. You have good receivers. You have good running backs. You have maybe you're not as important to the team as said Josh Allen in that regards. But to me, I'm putting it on stats. I want the guy in charge. If he's quarterback, and I want him running up and down the field scoring points, so we score more points than the other team. I mean, so I'm a stats guy.
I think that's kind of where our differences lie when it comes to debating football, because you lay strictly on stats and numbers, where I lay on what I feel is the entire picture. The entire picture.
If you were intangible qualities, if you want to do that, just by Mahomes is the MVP of the league every year.
Well, I mean, you can go back to the 90s and say Barry Sanders was the MVP of the league every year, and he was on the shittiest team ever. Why he never won anything, but he was the best running back in the history of the league, aside from Walter Payton.
There you go. See, there's a difference.
Right? But if you want to go by pure stats, why was he never an MVP? Why?
Because he wasn't Emmitt Smith.
He was an Emmitt Smith. Where do you come up with this garbage?
He didn't win championships.
That's what it is. They got to win something, right?
Yep.
But Josh hasn't won a championship.
No, Lamar, that's what I'm saying. He's not even in the conversation.
Lamar never held up a trophy.
Nope.
See? So
that's why that was weird to me that Lamar didn't get it.
Well, year. How's it weird to you?
Because he had way better. I mean, he had way better stats than Allen.
Way better stats. See, you go right to the stats.
Didn't he have a better record?
I don't even remember his record, but if I'm on a voting committee, I don't go strictly by stats. I look at the player, the individual, on and off the field. Who is this guy? What does he bring? What's his value to the team as the most valuable player? It's not the most valuable stats. They should have different. That's why they have the ESPYs.
Then you might as well just have a award just for quarterbacks, because you can go through down the lineup of almost every single NFL team, and if they lose their quarterback, they're not going to be good. Case in hand with Joe Burrow.
Okay, and that would happen too if Kansas City, if Pat Mahomes goes down, they're screwed blue tattooed every which way.
So yeah, you're with your regard, you're looking at an offensive line being the MVP of the league. Guy who shows up every day, gets his ass beat, and is in the trenches every single game, doesn't miss one, right? Most valuable player to my team.
Well, he's always there.
But no one gives a damn. They just look at the quarterback. So that's why I'm going stats. Because at the end of the day, it's a stat-driven league.
Yeah.
And people, we like that crap.
Well, fantasy football players love stats. And for me, being back in the fantasy football world a little bit, I do understand that. And it gets weird when you have players playing against each other because you want them all to do good. But if you're a Bills fan and you got Bijan Robinson playing against you, you don't want him to do good. So
I'm just gonna ask you a football question.
Oh boy, go ahead.
When you see and you watch Mahomes play quarterback, do you think you have a chance at all to beat that guy?
Every time.
I mean,
every time.
Okay. Good for you. We need that confidence.
I believe he can be beaten.
Okay, sweet. Let's do it.
I mean, the 1980 USA Olympic hockey team finally beat the Soviets, and they were a wild card to even make it to the medal round.
All right, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Mahomes could twist his ankle tomorrow walking down his driveway to get in one of his 50 cars. I don't know.
Yeah,
anything.
I'm not banking on that. I'm banking on 2 healthy teams meeting, and I only know one of them's walking out of that game.
Only one's walking out. Body bag game, right?
Only one of them's leaving. And I still, as a Bills fan, have a hard time thinking it's going to be us walking out of that with the championship. Call me a loner, call me a loser, call me whatever you want. Doesn't matter to me. History repeats itself.
And it does, but how long does history repeat itself? Not all the time.
Man, he's retiring this year. Everything's in the bag.
Who's retiring this year?
Kelsey.
He's done.
Yep.
You
think they're going to let him go quietly, or you think they're going to let him go with that picture of holding that trophy?
Stop! No,
come on, dude. Let's come on, Flash. Do it.
No.
Close your eyes. You see it. Close your eyes. You see it. Taylor Swift in the back. Travis Kelsey holding that crap.
Yeah.
Bills. We'll get him next year, dude. Happy-go-lucky Josh. We'll get him next year. I'm going to cry now. Because that's how it goes here in Buffalo.
Yeah. It does.
Change me, please. I want to be changed.
Speaking of change, Roger Goodell. I have yet to get in touch with that guy. He needs to start listening to some of our basic demands here on True NFL. Don't. He needs.
I saw Stephen A. must have been listening because I talked up Dak Prescott and he was big news talking Dak.
Oh yeah, that was right. He responded to you. What happened?
I told you Dak he's been on fire, and now they're looking at him as MVP.
What did Stephen A. say?
Well, he didn't think they were going to go far with him. He changed his tune.
What was his?
The guy is a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. Is he injury prone a little bit? Maybe, yeah. But when he's out there, he's pretty good. Not good as Mahomes. There no one is. I hate having to harp on this guy and having to like him. I used to hate him. But how can you hate a guy? It's like hating Marchant. Like, yeah, you hate him, but I'll fucking take him on my team any day of the week.
I would take him on my team, but you'd
be a winner. Let's see that smile back. There'd be a winning smile, not a losing smile.
So if Pat Mahomes comes to Buffalo right now, current roster, we win a Super Bowl.
I used to say that with Marino.
So you think Marino in the 90s would have won us a Super Bowl?
Damn right.
Damn right. So if Dan Marino is the Jim Kelly and Jim Kelly is somewhere else, we win those Super Bowls.
Yep.
All of them.
He doesn't throw 4 picks in the Super Bowl against Washington.
No, he just does fake spikes at the goal line.
He doesn't lead his team to losing their helmet at Super Bowl against Dallas.
That was a fluke, by the way.
No, it wasn't a fluke. They were the first time in a freaking party-ass city, and they partied it up, and they got their butts beat that game.
That was 26.
Sure. The game we lost 52-17. Thurman's over there not knowing where his shit is. They were partying all night. They were known to do that. It's all right. That's what I'm saying. Screw the culture. Partiers win.
Partiers win.
Give me back these suspended 2 guys and watch how much better we get.
Well, that's just it. And that's why I've been sticking with the Bills all year faithfully because, yeah, we had a couple bad games. And, we've only beat crappy teams and la-di-da-di-da-di-da. No, it's not true. We've beaten we're picked to go to the Super Bowl. So if you want to get technical, look back to 2024 and Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. They just they weren't that good though, but they got there. It was the sloppiest season I think I've ever seen them play, and they still made it to the Super Bowl. They didn't win it the third time. I mean, the three-peat wasn't going to happen. That never will happen. It's been 100+ years. Get over it. But they got to the Super Bowl in the sloppiest way imaginable. 1-score games, fluke fumbles, missed field goals, blocked field goals, dumb shit to get to the Super Bowl. So if the Bills have to go through 2 weeks of losing badly to the Patriots and the Falcons, I can live with that. Now it's what do we put together now after the bye week, getting those guys back on defense that have been suspended, getting a healthy Hairston, who we number 1 draft pick, right? And get these guys on the field and see what the Bills really should have been since week 1. Hence, having 2 guys suspended, which was a big deal.
Run the ball.
Well, that's the thing. They got to get James cooking. That's a big deal.
Run the ball.
They got to get James cooking. They got to get James
and he
cooking.
will. He will.
And open up the play action. I'm a huge fan of play action.
Question.
That I love. What?
You think we should sign a receiver?
Who?
Olave?
He's not going to come to Buffalo.
Myers?
No.
Me either.
I don't think we're going to make any move at all.
When the games get real and they start getting tough, I don't want Olave out there because he's 1 hit away.
I just don't think the Bills are going to make any moves. There's been really no chatter. I mean, yeah, when someone becomes available, the Bills should sign him. Bills should sign him. Bills should sign. It's all over social media like crazy. But when it comes down to it, it's all just clickbait. I don't see a move that Buffalo makes that makes us better at this point. We got our guys coming back on defense, and if our defense can get the other team off the field 3 and outs, it gives us more chances for everyone to eat. I don't know. I mean, who's out there? That's not. I mean, you got Lockett. Yeah, he's a beast, but it's
no one.
It's Tyler Lockett.
You know why we failed?
Why?
Know why we failed, Josh Allen?
We didn't fail him yet.
We failed him. This is how many years is he in the league?
8.
We're watching it dwindle away in front of our faces. You know why? Failed draft picks. Draft picks. Why, when you have a quarterback who could throw the ball from one end zone to the other, are you not drafting wide receivers every single chance you get to try to hit on one? You're moving up. You're doing. I mean, come on. We had Diggs. He was on fire. Those were our best years. Yep. Everyone eats, but no one's eating. That's the problem. So he needs. Every quarterback needs a number 1. In my eyes, it just helps him. It helps him tremendously, especially somebody who's quick, fast, can get off the line, good route runner. You miss that. And Diggs was that. He was that when he was here. We missed that. Coleman couldn't get open. He can't get open. He will. He might this week. They'll probably force feed him because they'll be like, all the chatter was he isn't doing anything. They'll probably get him 2 touchdowns or something goofy. Oh, y'all bodied that guy. Yeah, but the guy plays for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Okay? You know what I mean? Like, that's when he shines.
Well, the good thing is I was never really high on Coleman anyways coming in. I didn't think he was anything special. I didn't see enough footage of the guy. And they kept showing the same amazing college plays over and over and over and over again, which tells me there wasn't a lot of great tape on the guy. He would have went first round if he was that great. They brought him in the block. He's a big guy. He is a big target. He will make those circus catches. And he has so far, the few touchdowns that he has caught have been those like, wow, the one that just bounced right to his hands wasn't even to him. It deflected into his hands. And then one where he was just because he's bigger than the guy. And one play, he catches the ball, but he can't run because he's so lanky and big. He's a basketball player playing football.
He's got 24 catches for 230 yards.
It's not that great.
It's horrible.
It's horrific.
Because you just said one thing that makes no sense to me.
Uh-oh.
Unless you're Hines Ward, who is the greatest blocking receiver ever, at least in my eyes.
He was pretty nasty.
You know what else Hines Ward could do?
He could catch.
Play wide receiver.
Well, that was his job.
Yeah. So why are we drafting guys who can just block?
I think that the Bills might have had a moment of what we're getting here is a raw project. Maybe somebody, because of his size, we can turn him into a number 1 receiver. I think that was the hopes, but it wasn't my hopes. I just knew the facts. I just didn't see much out of him except a goofy attitude, thinks he's cute and funny and all that horse shit. And I kind of had enough of that when he first came here with the cookies and the yellow coats and painting his picture on the side of buildings. I'm like, this guy hasn't even caught a fucking pass at training camp yet. And you guys are putting him on the wall of fame at the new Highmark Stadium. Like, what's going on here? But that's kind of what they were doing with him. And to me, he hasn't shown me a damn thing yet. Nothing for me to say, wow, I might want to buy a Keon Coleman jersey. Maybe. I'm not a big jersey guy anyways, but I definitely wouldn't be in line for his.
No, I wouldn't either. What's wrong? You like my hashtag there?
Did you spell it right? The Bills.
We can only hope.
You missed an S. Oh, the Bills Slayer.
Big news. Lamar's
big
playing
news.
This week.
Who's playing?
Lamar may play this week.
Well, he is playing.
Yep. So that should bounce back here.
Well, they're 1-5.
You know who really suffers when he's out? Zay Flowers.
They all suffer when he's out.
Yeah.
The team is one. They're 1-5. They're 1-5. He's never going to touch MVP this year.
Are they going to make the playoffs?
Baltimore? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No. I don't think it would be mathematically possible. They'd have to lean on a lot of other scenarios to happen, and they'd have to win out almost to get into the playoff picture at this point.
Yeah.
They're 1-5, and we're going into week 8. So
I think in the next 3 or 4 weeks these next 3 or 4 weeks will let you know if Dak's going to be the MVP or not. Because they got Philly, KC, and Detroit, so that's going to tell you everything you need to know about Dallas this week or these next couple weeks.
You know what? I can tell you this. I don't even think Josh Allen is MVP material yet this year. I haven't seen one quarterback or one player. I've seen a couple players that could be MVP. I haven't seen a true, like, somebody sprouting from the fields next door to me as an MVP yet for this season. I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough consistency, enough good plays, enough anything from any particular player at all to say that there's a strong vote for MVP yet. What do you think?
Jonathan Taylor.
I was thinking that.
Just because of the surprise that Indy has all given us with their high-powered, I mean, it feels funny to say it, but their high-powered offense. Jackson Smith-Njigba, another one. Seattle Seahawk, playing phenomenal.
Seahawks are playing some good ball.
Yeah, very important to his team. That's about it.
Well, why don't we do this? We really got talking today about some really cool stuff, some good stuff, trending stuff. Bills guys coming back. We already picked the Bills to come back strong on the road in Carolina and win that game comfortably. Why don't we just real quickly go through the rest of the games and decide who we think is going to win that game? We don't have to take long on each game, but starting tomorrow night, Thursday night, Minnesota's going to the Chargers. Chargers coming off a pretty shitty loss there.
Yeah. How did we do last week?
Last week you were 14-2 and I was 8-6.
Oh, I should stop now. I'm way ahead.
Oh, no, you weren't 14-2. I'm sorry, you were 12-2. Excuse me, 12-2.
Okay.
Because there was only 14 games. 12-2.
Yeah, this is by McGannon.
But I take the Chargers in this one at home. I think they bounce back after that loss. Harbaugh's not going to let that stand. He's too much of a fighter. So I like the Chargers to win that one.
What are the records?
What's that?
What are the records?
Oh, geez. I just had that pulled up here, and you believe it disappeared on my screen.
Because I'm thinking I'm taking Minnesota.
Why would you take? Okay, no, that's good. Let me just find the NFL here because I just had it up. Who are you asking about now?
Minnesota.
What's their record?
Thursday night game. Yeah, I think I'm taking them.
Minnesota's record right now is 3-3. They're 500. You're going to take them over the Chargers. Okay.
I am.
Yep. Okay. And then we got Miami visiting Atlanta. I think this is just a quick yes. Atlanta's going to win this one at home. I think if Miami's smart, they slide before they get hit by the linebacker, before they even get on the field.
Someone in the comments said that Tua was pulled, but that's not true.
He's starting. Tua's starting.
Yep.
Whoever said that, we'd love to see your source.
Should he be? No. Should they go after Shadur Sanders? In T.O.'s opinion, yes. Go ahead, continue. I'm taking
Shadur Sanders in Miami would be a train wreck. He would be an absolute train wreck in Miami. You put that young punk down there in Miami, he's going to be on the next series of ballers. Okay.
Balls to the wall are out.
Yeah, he's out. He's on the IR, so he could be done. I mean, he's old enough where they could almost say the R word around him. He should have stayed in Vegas or Oakland or wherever the hell he started.
You can start podcasting.
Then he went to the Giants. Yeah, you can start a podcast like everybody. Everybody starts a podcast. It's really easy.
Mm-hmm.
So Jets visiting Cincinnati. Do I have to talk Flacco here? He's going to beat the Jets at home. They're starting Tyrod Taylor. Justin Fields is benched. Tyrod Taylor, I like Tyrod. I do. He was a really good competitor in Buffalo. He brought us hope when the city was down. When there was times of sadness, he made you feel happy, like, wow, we might be able to make the playoffs this year. He made one freaking playoff game in his time in Buffalo. Kyle Williams last year, Sean McDermott's second year. Tyrod, I love you, man. I do. You're like Ryan Fitzpatrick. You're that dude that always has a warm seat in Buffalo, but you're not gonna it's just not gonna happen.
What's score gonna be, like 18-10?
It's gonna be I think Flacco throws a few touchdowns. He's got some weapons.
They're averaging 19.4 points a game, Bengals, and the Jets are averaging 18.4.
Right. So I like the Bengals. I like the Bengals to win that one. 3 touchdowns by 2 scores at least. I hope the Jets score at least a touchdown for face value.
Tyrod's not known for that.
Well, then you got Cleveland going to New England. Cleveland.
I'm interested in this game.
I am too, and I had that actually circled as one of my caution games because Cleveland's got such a great run defense and a great defense altogether. Is Mike Vrabel going to be able to penetrate that defense enough to win that game, to give his offense the chance? That's going to be a very interesting game. I'm glad you brought that up. I did take New England at home, but I did put that as my trap game.
I'm taking Cleveland.
You just want to be different.
I'm taking Cleveland. Fannin.
So, okay. So you took Cincinnati. You're taking Cleveland over New England. Giants go to Philly. Divisional game. Giants suck. You got Jackson Dart and Scatapoop, who's going to have CTE before his second year in the league. And you got the Philadelphia Eagles, who are just kind of cruising along real quietly, but they're at the top of their division. The NFC East, they're 5-2, and they're just quietly winning games. AJ Brown finally had a coming out party last game. Reason I know that is because I'm on fantasy, and he actually played. It was like he was there, red cleats and all. It was pretty sweet to see. Yeah. I picked Philadelphia at home. I think that's a no-brainer, but you're going to be different.
I'm going to take Philly. I think Scatterboo ran through him last time, like Swiss cheese. Was beating up Philly's run defense is really bad.
They did. First time around, they did.
But for some reason, I think because of what happened last time, it's not going to happen this time. One of those things. I think Philly's defense wills it together, and they're not going to let Scatterboo do that again.
Scatterboo. Mm-hmm. We both took Buffalo over Carolina. Moving on. Chicago visits Baltimore. Again, we were talking Lamar Jackson's back. Does that make a big difference? Chicago's on a 4-game winning streak, playing some good football. I took Chicago in this one. I just don't think Baltimore puts it together, even though Lamar's back.
I'm taking Lamar.
You're going to take Lamar? Okay. Then we got San Fran, who's beat up to hell, and they're at the top of their division at 5-2. And they're going into Houston. I took San Francisco. Houston's just... You took San Fran?
McCaffrey. That could be MVP. Leads the league
in
carries.
Could be, but he gets injured a lot. Can he stay healthy? That's a big deal, too. You can't be an MVP if you only play 10 games out of 18.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. He's got the most carries right now for a team that was supposed to limit his touches.
They're beating him up right now, though. Think of that, too. They're putting that guy's body through hell. And when he runs the way he runs, he gets bruised up. So keep your hand on the pulse with that one. Then we got Tampa Bay visiting New Orleans. Tampa Bay coming off that heartbreaking loss. I can't see New Orleans with Spencer Rattler, who's really high school caliber quarterback, at home, in his backyard, at his old high school, anywhere where he even feels remotely comfortable playing. I can't see him beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, especially coming off a loss. And to know that Mike Evans is out again with a broken clavicle, so Baker Mayfield's going in there with a chip on his shoulder going, we've already got this far. We're going to keep going. Okay, Tampa Bay. Dallas at Denver. You're taking Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Dallas at Denver. This is the game of the week.
I say this is the game of the week, too, and I actually have that marked down as game of the week because you're going to see a good Denver defense at home against what you call high-scoring caliber offense in Dak Prescott, Dallas. They're going to Denver, though. That's a tough place to play. Being in the mountains, thin air, time zone. I picked Denver in this one. I like Denver at home. I think Sean Payton's really putting that team together, and their defense is absolutely fucking nasty.
I'm taking Dallas by an Aubrey field goal at the end.
You're taking you like the field goal, huh?
Yep.
And then we got the Tennessee. They should move to a different city and start over. Titans against the Indianapolis Colts at home. I took the Colts. I'm just going to put you down for the Colts. Nick, why wouldn't you pick that? And then Green Bay. This might be also a good game. This is a Sunday night game where Green Bay goes and visits Pittsburgh. Jordan Love going in to play against his former mentor, that of Aaron Rodgers. Can Jordan Love go into Pittsburgh on a Sunday night, prime time, NBC, Chris Collinsworth, and beat Aaron Rodgers, the one that held him back? The storyline is there. The narrative is set. Does Aaron Rodgers win and say, I'm still the man, and do his weird jumping jack when he scores a touchdown and gets tackled by his offensive tackle? Or does Jordan Love go in there very quietly and in a smooth way, truck the ball over the yard? And it's in Pittsburgh.
I'll take Pitt.
Wow, you're going to go with Pitt. I took Green Bay in this one. I like Micah Parsons. He was a defensive player of the week last week. He's an absolute beast. He's not somebody that you want to have loose chasing you down. Aaron Rodgers is slow, and I think he's going to be in Aaron Rodgers' face quite often on Sunday night. I look forward to that game. If anybody out there has a favorite game that they have this week, drop it in the comments. Let us know what game you like and what you think the score is going to be or who's going to win. And then last but not least, we go into Monday night. Washington Redskins visiting
Chiefs.
Holmes. Okay. I took the Chiefs too.
Jaden Daniels
he's out. I just think that Washington was off to a great start this year. Injuries plagued them. They still, they're still not the worst team in the league. They're, standing tall at 3-4 right now, just shy of 500. If they win this week, they're still only basically a game out of first behind Dallas and Philly. So I don't see it any other way, but I think it's about time we wrap it up for this week. It's been fun. You have anything else you want to add, Weird Dude, my co-host, Todd?
I'm good. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Stop spreading fake news about Tua.
Yeah.
And push for all you Dolphins fans. Tell your guy you want Sanders. What do you got to lose?
What do you got to lose?
Just games.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here and say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers. Yo, I'm telling you, man.
What?
You're a special kind of guy.
That's what I'm saying.
But anyways, everyone, thank you for being here. We'll see you next week.
True NFL is brought to you by Raw Live Productions. If you have any questions about the show, you can email us at info@rawlive.com.